Hello, welcome to Around the House with Kay and Tom, and today I've got this good looking premium pork. This says half loin roast. If I hold it up you can see it better. Half loin roast. This is a Smithfield premium, so it ought to be pretty good. Now we're going to put in a couple of potatoes with it and some carrots. We're going to put in some rainbow carrots. Now I don't know if you've ever seen any of these before. I never had seen it until the other day. Was up at our local Publix and we saw these rainbow carrots, and I thought that might look pretty neat on film, you know, on a video. So I thought I'd pick some up and try them, you know. And I've been standing here snacking on them, and they taste just about like any other carrot. They're just different colors, you know. So anyway. So, and we're going to do all, of course, in this Instant Pot right here. And so, now, let's get started with it and we'll see what we're going to do next. Okay, now the first thing I want to do is get this pork loin out. And now this says it's, well, 3.69, a little over 3 pounds. And so, I'm just going to cut around this wrapper here. So I can get it out. Oh, that looks pretty good. Okay, now you see this has got pretty good fat cap on it. I'm going to take some of it off. Now I have seen some people that tries to strip the entire fat cap off, but you know, I want to have a little bit in it for some flavor. I'm not going to take a lot of it off. You know, now that's pretty thick right through there. See if I can run down through there a little bit with this blade knife here. It's coming pretty good. Now, we'll get in there. And that's about all I'm going to take off of it. I think the rest of it I'm going to leave on there because it adds the flavor. Now, while I'm talking about this, when I get ready to cook this thing, I'm going to put the fat up and let those juices try to seep down through that meat. Just give it a lot more flavor. But like I say, now some people, they'll cut that entire thing off as close as they can get it to the meat. And if that's the way you want to do it, that's fine. You know, but that's all we're going to do this. Now I washed it off, cleaned it up pretty good. So now, we'll come over here and put a couple tablespoons of olive oil down in here, or enough to cover the bottom of the pot, of the Instant Pot. And if you notice, my pot's not silver like most people's Instant Pots, because I ordered a ceramic coated extra pot for us, because I don't like stuff sticking in stainless steel. But anyway, now I'm going to come over here and I'm going to hit the sear button, the saute button. Well, sear, saute, you know. This one just says sear, saute on it. I'll get it right in a minute. Now I'm just going to hit the start button here, because it don't matter about time, because I'm going to put it in there and let it go for about 3 minutes on each side once it gets hot. Okay, now it just flashed hot. Now it's counting down from about 30 minutes. Or like I said, we're not never going to use the 30 minutes on it, but we're going to ease this down in there. Now I'm going to put the fat side down first. And you hear that sizzle. I'm going to tell you, this one here is just barely go down in that pot. Let me show you real quick. Like I said, this is just a little bit over 3 pounds. Let's see, that just all but fills up this Instant Pot here. Okay, now in the meantime, we'll start peeling these potatoes so I get them cut up to go in this the pot with the roast here in a minute. And so I'm just going to peel them and cut them into chunks. I'm not going to dice them or anything like that. I don't want them that small. So we'll be back. I'll get this done. So don't cut my finger off. Okay, now it's been searing on this side for 7 minutes here. I'm going to see if I can get it turned over. Oh yeah, it's brown up a little bit. I think we'll let it go for 4 minutes on this side here. That side's not quite as dark as I wanted it to be. But I'll show it to you so you can see what it looks like on that fat cap. So it's starting to brown pretty good. Like I said, I think I'll let the other side go for 4 minutes. Okay, now it's been in there for 4 more minutes. I'm going to go ahead and turn it off. Just hit the cancel button. The tongs out there. Try getting under them. Okay, now there he is out of the pot now. Now I'm going to go ahead and season it now. You know, so I'll show you what I'm fixing to put on it. Okay, now I'm going to start out with some good old BYRON'S butt rub here after all this is pork. You know, so I think this is about the end of this container. We'll have to get me another one to start using it. I'll rub it in a little bit. Now I'll go ahead and get some of this is Lowry's garlic salt. Put a little bit of that on there. Get on the ends a little bit, you know. Cover it real good. Now I've got some of this, everybody's favorite oregano, everybody's secret ingredient. Put some of that on there. Alright, now we're going to turn it over and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So we'll be back. And while y'all are waiting to come back, come out and join our channel and give us a thumbs up. We sure appreciate it. And thank you very much to you folks that watches our videos. It means a lot to us. We'll be back in a second. Alright, now we've got both sides covered real good. Now we're going to come over here to the Instant Pot. Okay, now I've got a little bit over a cup of the Swanson's chicken broth I'm going to put down in here. Like that. And then I'll put this trivet down in there that came with this Instant Pot here. Then we're going to put this piece of pork down in there. Like I said, I'm going to leave the fat up on it. You know, fat on the top. Hopefully it'll seep on down in there. Claire, I think it's gaining weight. Okay, now I peeled these potatoes and cut them up into chunks. And I've got that rainbow carrots in there. And I season them with a little bit of garlic salt and Mrs. Dash over here. Not Mrs. Dash. Now we'll put them on this Loin foil. Now, just when you wrap them. But now this is Rolls Wrap Heavy Duty Loin foil here. Now a lot of times I have just done them where I come back when the cook just had a few more minutes on the meat and put them in there on top and just have to dig them out like that. But I was watching old Jeff on Pressure Look the other day, and he put his in here like that and just put them in there from the start, and he said they didn't turn the mush or anything. So we're going to try it and see. Okay, now they're down in there, and we'll come over here. As y'all know now, with this new lid, once you put it on, it seals automatically. Because this button will pop up when I put it on here. Just line your arrows up and turn it clockwise. And the button right here is up and it's sealed. Don't have to worry about it, but if you got the other kind, make sure it is sealed and not bending. And so now you turn on, come there and put pressure cook. And it's at 12 minutes on high. We want it to stay on high, but we want the time to go way on up here. We'll run on up to 35 minutes and we'll hit the start button. Okay, now as you know, it takes a couple of minutes before it gets ready to come up here because it's got to heat all that liquid up before it can pressurize. So we'll be back when it does. So I'll tell you exactly how many minutes it took. Okay, now see, I made a major mistake. And I keep telling people about this all the time, and then I forgot to do it. So I didn't check to make sure my seal was in there real well all the way around. So you can see steam coming up here, which means it's not sealed there. So I'm gonna have to turn it off now, take the lid off, and try not to burn yourself while you're putting the seal back in there and then put it back on. So that's what I mean about checking your seal before you put it in. So now we're gonna hit cancel. And we'll wait just a second or two before I take that lid off and I'll show you. Alright, now we'll take the lid off, pull it up, turn it up like that. Let me empty this water out. Alright, it was just up just barely, right around in here, and that right there might be a little bit of trash right there. It might need to come off. Let me get my dish rag here and get in there. I thought it was cleaner than that. Now, we'll try again. Alright, round up your arrows. Turn it clockwise so it stops. Over here, hit pressure cook. 35 minutes on high, hit start. Now, it shouldn't take it but a minute or two this time to build up the pressure because it's already good and hot down in there. So we'll be back. Okay, now we're down under a minute on the cook here. Now when it comes to the end, I'm just going to let it sit there and rest for 10 minutes. And so there it goes at the end. And there it goes counting up. Now, nothing to do here now but just take a break and wait for 10 minutes just to go by, and then you can release the pressure on it. So we'll be back then. Okay, now it's been 10 minutes now on this new lid. I know most of you already are familiar with it, but if you look back here, when you get ready to release the pressure, you don't have to mess with this unless you just want to play with it, watch the steam jump. But you just come over here to this little button right here, and push it straight down, and your steam comes up. Now, like I said, we've been letting it rest for 10 minutes, so it's not going to have a lot in it. Matter of fact, it's already dropped. So now, you take this lid and turn it counterclockwise, lift it straight up, and turn it away from your face. And I don't know if you can see all this water down here or not, but make sure you keep it upside down till you get to your sink. And you turn it right side up and let it drain in your sink. And now, for the moment of truth here, we're fixing to take these veggies out. That's one thing you gotta love about aluminum foil. It cools off real quick so you can handle it. And so, well, famous last words. That's not too easy to handle because steam's coming out around it here. So, here we go. Oh, what do you see? That's meat down here. Looks pretty good right there, doesn't it? Now you can about make a meal out of that, you know, throw some butter in there and everything. We get a fork. Oh yeah, now that doesn't turn to mush at all when it's been there that whole time. See how one of them tastes. That was really good. Okay, now let me see if I can get this good looking roast out here. Now I could pick that rack up and cut the whole thing out, which is what I might wind up doing. I'd like to pick it up without the rack. Oh yeah, 2 sets of tongs looks good. Set it right down here. That's a good looking roast right there, isn't it? Okay, so I know the veggies are good. Now let's try these. Let's try this roast right here. Oh yeah, done all the way through. Juicy, juicy, juicy. Get a piece where I can cut it here. Pretty tender. See how it is. Now this is a great pork roast right here. As you can see, that fat cap that we were talking about a while ago is practically gone. You know, because, well, see, here's a piece along the top right here, and see that fat just seeps down through that meat and tenderizes it and helps it have some flavor to it. So I wouldn't cut it off. A lot of people, like I said, I've seen them cut it off as close as they can to the meat where you can't even see the fat cap on it, but to me it just adds flavor to it. So this is delicious like this. I guess if you don't want it on there, you can cut it off. Okay, now that's about it for this little video. The only thing you gotta do is you gotta tell your guest or whoever's around it. You see that little purple spot there? That's stain from his rainbow carrots. And so you have to tell people, say, that's not a bad potato, that's just a stain from that rainbow carrot there, that purple one. And so it does really good. And this pork is so tender and juicy. It is really delicious. So I hope you get a chance to try this recipe sometime. I hope you enjoy it as much as I enjoyed making it for you. And don't forget to wash your hands and stay away from everybody. And I hope you have a real good and safe day, and come back and see us real soon, and thank you very much for watching our videos. Until next time, goodbye now.